So I'm choosing to go Facebook Live because the last time I went on Facebook Live, I felt the grip of whatever virus I was exposed to down south finally release its aggressive grip. And then it was repairing the damage and releasing the demons, the more excessive demons that I took on when I went down south. And I had open-toed shoes and I was wearing shorts, and it was right after Helene, Hurricane Helene. So the microbes were far more aggressive. But there is an actual Trinity with this life that we were given. And what is that Trinity? Well, I figured out, like this morning, I just figured out that there is the hayflick limit, which I talked about, when your somatic cells can only redouble itself 50 times over before it then tries to convert itself to the next germline cell, like another downline. And then there is the front of the house, which is sexual reproduction, which is eating food and all of that. And then there's the back of the house. There's the poop. And there is, all the different filtration systems, the symptoms, the sickness. Okay. And so the hayflick limit could be triggered even before you're 50 years old. So there is that unsaid universal framework that 50 is when things start happening, or the change starts happening for women. Men, they start looking way more mature and being more mature, sort of, at 50, when they realize that they can't do the same things they used to do, and their youth is kind of gone. And then sometimes they think it's the end of their life, but not necessarily. And so, if you've already been reproduced extensively, in your genetic line, you could have reached your hayflick limit, okay, when you were born. You could be living off of fumes. And so maybe you live to be 20. That's the died suddenly world. That's the kids that are getting things taken out of them, like these cancers and tumors and the juvenile diseases. Is they basically have realized their hayflick limit, and the system is now just trying to keep them together with nanotechnology and industrial products and, therapies and all of that. And so you could reach your hayflick limit when your somatic cells, because there's two types of cells. There's your immortalized germline cells that develop, that are who you are. And then there are somatic cells. Those are the immortalized cells that can only redouble itself 50 times over. And it's different for everybody because people came into this world at different times with different lifestyles and belief systems. And so you could realize your hayflick limit way sooner than in your 50. And so anyways, so now with this climate change, okay, people are realizing their hayflick limit sooner. That's why there's the diet suddenly. That's why there's the diagnosable conditions. That's why people are feeling things more so now, because they are exposing themselves to so much diversity that then there is this fertility, which is the exposure to microbes that then causes the microbial offspring that then realizes your hayflick limit sooner because you're running through your lifelines faster. Okay, and so if you want to survive this, and if you want to prolong your life, and I'm just saying this in a universal way, you're going to have to figure out with your doctor and with whoever around you, but you really have to stop developing babies, because babies run through those lifelines faster. So you got to stop having babies, and you got to stop releasing those frontal demons that men and women want to go and release so much of the time. And so you see, like in some of these articles, that they're saying that if you don't have a release process, an SEX release process, then you'll get more aggressive and irritated. Well, yeah, because when you do MASTURBATE, it's like having SEX with YOURSELF. And so that's the whole self whatever pleasuring, is you having your own whatever with your own stuff. When you then bring in a third party, because you have two entities, you and your microbes, and you bring in somebody else, then you're actually causing then you to go through those lifelines faster, and also potentially develop a baby or, yeah, again, be used up. Okay, and so if you want to prolong your life, you have to release the poop demons. Those are the things that are causing then the aggressive sexual reproduction. Those are the things that are causing aggressive symptoms and disease. Those are things that are causing so much anxiety in people. And that's also taking away your lifelines. And so when you're constantly, releasing in the front end, having babies, releasing semen, having multiple ORGAS7s with other people or same person, you're releasing yourself. You're basically releasing yourself, and you're keeping the waste material within, okay, which is your poop. And that's what causes people to have back pain, arm pain, deterioration of their infrastructure. That's what causes them to have the cancer disease, chronic illness. That's what causes them to be drug addicts. That's what causes them to have all these different things. And then they starve themselves because they're trying to starve those entities that's in their poop when they really should be eating a bunch of food and releasing the poop. And that's what I had to do the last, couple weeks. It's taken me a month to get over. I'm serious, to get over whatever it is I caught. When I have those hot spots, the back of my arm, you don't see now, but before they were bigger and they were red, but they've disappeared. Okay. But I've had those hot spots when I came back from down south because those viruses are extremely influential. And so the system is seeing that some of these clinics are being utilized more, like these chiropractic clinics, because people drop their insurance and go and get adjustments or go get massages to help open up their circulatory system to then allow some of these clots and things to go through, because this environment is causing so much aggressive growth that people are holding on to not only their waste material, but also blood clots. And so then it just takes, an aggressive ionic and a covalent energy swoosh that would then potentially cause someone to have a heart attack or a stroke. Okay? And so, yeah, we are in the Trinity right now. It's the hayflick limit, the front end, the back end. And again, if you're released on the front end, then you're going to lose lifelines. If you find a way to gain more substance on the front end, what does that mean? Eating food, milk, cheese, eggs, whatever. And then if you need help in conditioning your back end to release the demons, because your colon is almost like another uterus for the demons, okay? If you can I don't know about the jelly juice, you do the waterfalls, but I can't promise you're going to get the relief, and it might wake up something you're not prepared for, so I can't say even recommend jelly juice, but people do go to get hydrocolonics just to help them first initially release some of those demons. And then on your own, you figure it out through showers and all that stuff. But I'm going to tell you, there are two uteruses that you have, your colon, and then the women have their actual uterus for a baby. And you can birth demons on both ends, because that can happen. You have kids that are just out of control, but you can birth literal nasty poopy demons and release them, or you birth children, or you release yourself into the universe and you cut off your lifelines. And so that's the breakdown of it. And so many people hold on to so much shit. Literally, they hold on to so much shit, it's causing then an internal deterioration. And it ages them. It causes skin droopage. It causes deterioration in the bones, osteoporosis. It causes obesity. It causes emaciation. It causes aggressive religious beliefs. It causes just lack of ability to take on diverse information and process it and understand all sides of the issues. I mean, I'm telling you, when people hold on to so many demons, it causes so many glitches in the comprehension, in the verbalization, and even the thought process. And so right now we're watching people find their relief in releasing themselves, and so they become the crypt keeper or Jabba the jellyfish, or they are starving themselves and end up the same way, or they end up in so much pain because the body is trying to push out the demons that they end up on a string of remedies and painkillers. And you can't live on that, because cures in this environment don't last very long. As the climate keeps shifting, the body is still going to try to release those demons, and people will still try to resist that. And then there is the breakage of the blood vessels. There's tearing. There's so much things that go on. Aneurysm, strokes, heart attacks. And so when you have tingling, it's because, circulation is cut off. I mean, I'm telling you, people hold on to so many blood clots. They hold on to so much shit. They hold on to so much trauma. They hold on to so much stuff. And they wonder why they are in pain and suffering, because they're afraid to release, they're afraid to feel the symptoms, they're afraid of food. I can't be the one to say you can handle it, you can't, but I'm trying to show you in a scientific, allegorical, theoretical, and even, physiological reason why people are so narrow-minded on Facebook, why they have such issues with information, why there's blocks. Yeah, well, and you're holding on to those antibodies, and they're stuck in your colon, they're stuck in your blood vessels, they've burrowed deep inside. They're almost like paranormal parasitic entities that purposely block them from understanding that there's no way around wanting to prolong your life and then having to deal with the pain of release. There's no way around it. And when you think that there is some kind of cure, that could be the thing that kills you. And that's what we're finding out now, is all the cures, whether it's the nicotine patches, the ivermectins, the detoxes, all the different supplements and herbs and extracts and things that are in the holistic world, as well as the allopathic. Those are the actual things that are going to actually kill people. Why is that, Jillian? Because they don't have a release process. Whenever you take an herb, an extract, supplement, and detox, you are then combining, you as a positive, that is a negative entity, develop an offspring. That offspring is taking away from you. You developed an offspring called a microbial child that has replicated in trillions and trillions and trillions of colonies. And they burrow deep inside the body, and then they take the resources. They siphon resources, just like having a child in your body, sucking the life away. So when I said that your mucus is basically a liquefied you, semen is a liquefied man, milk is liquefied women, mother, okay? Cow's milk is liquefied cow. Then you see how all this works. When you have a child and the child is breastfeeding, the child is sucking the life out of your boobs and out of everything else. So when you have a lot more kids, those kids are sucking life out of you, and then they don't have enough resources because they have allergies, food allergies, and every other allergy, and they won't be able to sustain themselves. And then you see the whole annihilation of that genetic line, because they can't handle food, they can't handle air, they can't handle water, they can't handle, anxiety or stress. It's done. And so finally I've been able to, oh God, in this whole month, it's been so difficult to put my hair up because I have to do like this, and it's like, fuck. But it's finally the range of motions. But I'll tell you, when I would reach back to do something, I would have these lightning bolts of pain, and it was bad. But I realized that that's part of the body's process of using my muscles to push out the foreign material, and it is painful. I can't say that you can do what I can do, but I can give you the reasoning behind the pain and suffering. And if you can't give time to the pain, then you'll be on different therapies, getting massages, doing all these things, and getting things taken out, getting things redirected, until your body cannot sustain any more therapy or any more procedures, any more trauma, any more starvation either. And so I rather give time to the pain, eat food, release demons, and sleep when I need to. But you remember those commercials back in the 80s? I haven't got time for the pain anymore. And if you don't have time for the pain, you will not have time for your life. You will die. And that's what's going on. It's up to you. Bye.